Getting started in real estate in 2024 has never been easier, but never been more complicated. Why is it complicated? Is because there's so many different ways to win. And so when you're brand new, you don't know where to start. Should I just buy deals from other people? Should I work with a real estate agent? Should I work with wholesalers? Should I be a wholesaler? Should I do RV parks, single family, multifamily? All of these questions have probably swirled around in your brain. So hopefully I can give you a little bit of clarity today as I see individual people. If you have a job that you love and that you want to stay at that job and you feel confident in that job, maybe you're in the military and you have a pension coming up, you're a fireman, you have a really great schedule, you're a doctor that makes, high six figures and you're like, I'm not going to give this up. I spent 16 years getting this, business going. You're probably somebody that doesn't need to wholesale. You're probably somebody that could fix and flip a couple deals on the side, make some extra income, but you definitely need to be deploying capital into limited partner positions. Like you could invest with me at the Sub2 Fund. You could email invest@sub2fund.com and see what we have going on. You could invest with us. Every single month we send out like $400,000 or $500,000 in checks to our investors. So that's an easy way for you to get started in business right now. Okay, so for the people that love their job and want to stay there, don't wholesale. Don't be a full-time real estate investor. But if you're wanting to jump into real estate investing full-time and you want to have active income and invest passively, I always say wholesale is a really great place to go. Wholesaling is something that's going to take an hour a day or 9 hours a day. And what's the difference? The difference is what type of lead generation you want to start. Let's go through the ABCs of wholesaling. The first thing you want to do is you want to get all your ducks in a row. Okay, that's A, all your ducks in a row. So get an LLC, go to startwithprime.com, get an LLC going. Start with Prime is who we use to get all of our LLCs, so startwithprime.com. Number 2, get your bank account. We use a company called Relay, startwithrelay.com. Okay, Relay does all of our banking. They're virtual. You can do this if you're a Canadian, you're in Mexico, you're in Japan, you're anywhere in the United States. Relay is really good. Get your company name. When you start submitting offers, blasting to opportunities, you're going to have people ask you what's your company name. And if you don't have an LLC, you don't have a bank account, it's going to be really hard for you to say, oh yeah, my name is Pace Morby, I'm just an individual investor. People don't take you seriously if that's what you're doing. So go get a company name, startwithprime.com, that's where we go. Okay, cool. All your ducks in a row is A. Another part of A is area. That's part of your ducks. Get all your ducks in a row. What area are you choosing? 99.9% of the time, you should just choose your own backyard. Where are you? Where do you live? Start there. The only time I would not start in your backyard is if you're in like rural North Dakota and there's only 5,000 people in your city, choose the next biggest city that's a couple of hours away. Why? Because you're going to want to go and meet with some of these sellers and meet with some of these agents and go and work this business and put eyes on the prize, right? You're going to put eyes on the prize. And so area should be as close to you as humanly possible. Now, I'm buying in 15 different markets now, but that's because I started in Arizona. That was my backyard. And once I got traction, I got momentum, I got skills, I got relationships and resources. I had the confidence to go into other markets, okay? So A is for all your ducks in a row, including your area, okay? Get your area. Arizona's me. If you're inside of our community, you can just do deals with other people. You don't have to be the person doing what I'm about to tell you to do. Okay, so B, blast opportunities, right? You're blasting out opportunities. When I first started, the way I would blast opportunities is I would buy postcards and letters and send out 20,000, 30,000 letters a month. And I was spending 20 grand a month in marketing. That's crazy, don't do that. But what it did is it saved me a lot of time. I didn't have to generate any leads. The sellers called me directly. And so that was a really nice quality of lead. They called me, I set an appointment, I went to the house, I got contracts, I wholesaled them, I fix and flipped them, I bought them subject to, I bought them seller finance, and I built a portfolio. Cool. Well, I don't want to do that. That's really expensive. And so now here we are in 2024 going into 2025. There are better opportunities to blast your sellers and blast your agents. So one of the tools that our team uses is something called LOI Blaster.com, LOI Blaster. LOI stands for letter of intent. It means I'm sending in a soft offer to an agent who has a long days on market listing, meaning the seller listed this property, like this house right here. I actually know this house. This is funny that we're driving by here. This house right here, Stephanie Thompson, she's had that property listed for over 200 days. So she would be somebody I would reach out to and send a letter of intent to. And you're gonna ask the question of like, don't I need to learn how to comp? Do I need to learn how to do renovation costs? No, absolutely not. Technology does that all now with LOI Blaster. It's part of the cost of LOI Blaster. I think LOI Blaster is $500 to get started and then $97 a month. So if you're starting in the business and you want to generate leads today, well, you do. If you want to be a full-time wholesaler, You can't just sit there and go, yeah, I'm gonna cold call. You won't do it. I'm gonna door knock. You won't do it. I'm gonna drive for dollars. You won't do it. The best thing to do is get people calling you. So LOI Blaster is a really inexpensive way to blast out LOIs to hundreds of real estate agents a day that have active listing, and then those agents reach back out to you. Okay, and that's the beautiful thing. What's great about LOI Blaster is LOI Blaster will pair you up with a sub-2 student in my community that will help you close your leads. That's freaking awesome. Okay, so Myron Briley, he's the owner of LOI Blaster. He does a Zoom 3 days a week for all clients of LOI Blaster, and then he pairs them up with leaders inside of my community. Massive benefit. 3 days a week, he does 3 trainings on how to generate leads and what to do with those leads, etc. And then you can tee them up to closers that are in my community. That solves a lot of problems, but it moves into the next biggest problem, which is C. C is calls and cycle of calls. So cycle of calls means follow-up, right? You're gonna make calls every day, and then you're gonna follow up with those calls over time. Here's how this works. You use LOI Blaster, blast out 100 LOIs a day. You'll get 30 people that reach back out, and you set up calls for a sub-2 closer. Pretty simple. You set up those calls, you say, hey, Miss Agent, I'm actually new, I'm on somebody else's team. Let me get you in touch with, let's say it's me. Let me get you in touch with Pace Morby tomorrow. What time works for you? I'm gonna put it on his calendar. That's really all you have to do to get started. You tee up opportunities for people like me, okay? And I then close those deals. We partner on those deals. C stands for calls, cycle of calls, and closing those calls, okay? That's the C's of real estate, or at least wholesaling. What's great about the LOI Blaster and this model is that you can send out LOIs in less than 5 to 7 minutes every single morning before you go to work. And then by the end of the day, you've got 30 opportunities, and you spent $97 a month on that. That's pretty freaking awesome, right? The average wholesale deal that you'll get a wholesale deal out of 30 conversations. So every time you do 30 conversations with a real estate agent, out of those 30 conversations, you get 1 contract. The average contract ends up getting sold. The average wholesale deal that gets sold makes about $15,000. Pretty cool, right? So you would have to have 60 conversations to do 2 contracts to make $30,000 on a given month. That's pretty awesome. So all your ducks in a row, choose your area, get LOI Blaster. LOI Blaster will pair you up with a sub-2 student. Pretty simple. Myron does that every Monday once you buy LOI Blaster. Then on C's is that you're helping the calls get set up. You're basically setting appointments for the closer who has way more experience than you. This way you don't have to learn how to comp, you don't have to learn how to do renovation costs, you don't have to worry about how to talk to a seller, how to close a seller. You pair up with somebody who already knows how to do that, and you skip the line, right? Now, D is what everybody usually puts in A position, which is documents. You don't need documents until you've closed the deal. And so many people are like, well, can you walk me through the contract? Can you tell me what the contract looks like? Yes. Now, all of my sub-2 students get my proof of funds, they get proof that they have capital, and so as you partner with them in LOI Blaster, they also have the documents, which is nice. So you don't even technically need the documents, and that's it. It's so much more simple than I was ever told. It is stop asking so many questions. Everything you want to learn is on the other side of a lead. Literally everything you want to learn is on the other side of a lead. And so what happens with wholesalers or people trying to get started in real estate full-time, I'm talking about full-time people, is that they want to ask all the questions. They want to know how long the bridge is before they start walking across it. All I want to know is, okay, I have to walk across the bridge and there's the treasure on the other side, great, I'll just start walking. So you're either one of 2 people. And so when you see people struggling to get started in real estate, it's because they're still standing there at the front of the bridge, not walking, because they want to know how long the bridge is, what color the bridge is. Oh my gosh, can the bridge hold my weight? Oh my gosh, I'm afraid. And I've already walked all the way across the bridge, and I'm yelling back at them saying, hey, just follow the ABCs of real estate. And you can't hear me anymore because you're all the way back there in non-action taking land. Okay? So whatever questions you have, please ask us in the description down below or the comments down below. Give us a little bit of love on the share, the like, and ask questions like, what do you feel like you're missing? And I want to point out that we are giving a free wholesale course down in the description below. You can go get the whole entire free course there. I think it's like 12 hours of A to Z everything wholesale. Should help you out quite a bit. But what I just gave you was the condensed version of it. Choose your area, get your LLC, get your bank account, get LOI Blaster, start submitting LOIs. Now, last part here. If you can use software like LOI Blaster to get people to call you, people will typically take action because now people are calling you. If you're partnered with a sub-2 student who has access to capital, who has access to the contracts, who has access to the information and knows how to close deals, it's going to alleviate a lot of the overthinking that you're gonna have, right? You're gonna alleviate a lot of overthinking if you just get paired up with one of my students that maybe I've done deals with or is a big leader in our community. It'll alleviate all of the fear of like, what if the seller says yes? Oh my gosh, what if the agent says yes to my offer? I cannot believe this, what do I do now? This is why you pair up with other people. I've never done a deal without somebody else involved. I've never made a dollar without somebody else involved. So get started in wholesale today if earning a full-time income is what you're after. I've done wholesale for 11 years. I love it. It's not my main focus anymore, but it's how I got started in the game. So hopefully this video was helpful. And don't forget, we gave you a free wholesale course down in the description below. Enjoy that. We're all about giving free value. We're also working on a free raising capital course, something that I learned years and years ago. And now I raise millions of dollars every single month. But when I first started, it was the opposite. I was like, oh my gosh, where do these magical human beings come from? You're telling me I got to ask people for money? So we're going to build a raising private capital course for you guys. We're going to build a multifamily course for you guys. And we're just going to give this stuff away for free. Just want to give you guys massive value. So whatever course you guys want for free, just remember, I don't sell a creative finance course. I have a creative finance community. I don't like courses. For me personally, I don't think courses are really going to solve all your problems. But the courses are there for you to learn at least what's possible. So please let me know what courses you want us to build for you, and we'll go down there, we'll look in the descriptions, and we'll build those courses for you. We'll see you guys in the next video.